All right, so we're going to do our best to give you a nice dose of boxing info in a short period of time because I'm tired. So Jamel Herring has just got a unanimous decision victory. They're about to announce it over Lamont Roach, defending his WBO 130-pound title. The champions in the division are WBC champion, who just fought last week, Miguel Berchelt, when he just ran through Jason Sosa. Likely opponent, very likely for Jamel Herring, unless, you know, both camps can't come to an agreement on money or whatever. You have WBA's champion, he's not super champion, but WBA champion Andrew Cancio, who's going to be taking on Rene Alvarado November the 23rd. I'm going to be covering that fight. Watch this. Herring was in a lot of trouble in the 11th round, but nonetheless, like, he's one of those type of fighters that he keeps getting better over time.
Jab, shooting shots to the body, right hook to the body and shots to the head. But then all of a sudden, Lamont Roach started to sell out a little bit. Yeah. Still got hit midway through the fight, but he kept fighting. We debated about that. That was a 50-50 situation. Could have went either way. He landed a punch or a grazing punch, but he was in the process of slipping. This fight was a lot better action-wise than I anticipated, and that's because Lamont Roach did what he doesn't typically do, which is what we're seeing right now. Throw big shots, take the lead, come behind the jab, and when he does that, he gets beautiful results. I wish we could have saw a little bit more from him, but a great fight from both fighters tonight. They did a great job.
And that knockdown or lack thereof may end up being the difference in this fight. Jimmy Lennon Jr. is in the center of the ring with the official decision.
I wouldn't count Herring out in a Berchelt fight, but I can't confidently say that he would beat him. You know, he's getting better each fight.
After 12 rounds of action, we have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Max DeLuca scores about 115 to 113. Judges Renante Danseco and Gary Ritter both scores about 117 to 111. All three in favor of the winner. And still the WBO Junior Lightweight Champion of the World, Jamel Semper Fi Herring.
And still champion Jamel Herring celebrating his world title defense. Maybe a little wider than we expected or anticipated. 117-111 on two scorecards.
It was a close fight to me, 116-112 type thing.
Max DeLuca had it 15-13, but nonetheless, it's pyrotechnics, fireworks, and celebration for the Fighting Marine, Jamel Herring, here in Fresno. When we return, we'll hear from the champion.
Okay, they're going on commercial break. I'm wondering if they're going to do what they did before. God damn it, Google. Never mind. Just be listening in. I wonder if they're going to bring him back on Memorial Day again. So remember his last fight when he won the WBO 130-pound title. He won it beating Masayuki Ito on Memorial Day. And then this fight against Lamont Roach, Veterans Day is on Monday. So they're basing his fights around like military or veterans holidays, which is pretty good. Like, for example, the turnout for that fight, I don't know what they did or whatever they're doing, but his fights have good turnout of military personnel. And I'm wondering if Top Rank is using it as, like, I don't know. But either way, like, this is the biggest crowd I've seen Top Rank have in an event in quite some time. And I was at the their fight here in Philly in August with Rabisi Ramirez, who won tonight, by the way, his debut. Kubrat Pulev went 10 rounds to Rydell Booker. And then I was also at Volzdik versus Berchelt BF. So this, looking at the crowd, even though I wasn't there, that was a huge crowd. So I guess the point I'm trying to say is this. He's fundamentally sound. He's getting better, especially in that stable. Of him being trained by Bomac. Maurice Hooker is now in that camp. Terrence Crawford. You know, that system is working pretty good for them. So now the question I have is, who's next if it's not Berchelt? That makes the perfect sense. IBF champion Tevin Former just pulled up on Jojo Diaz. No reason why that fight shouldn't happen. As I said, WBA champion Andrew Cancio was taking on Rene Alvarado November the 23rd. We're going to be covering that fight. Miguel Berchelt just fought last week, November the 2nd, blowing out Jason Sosa. And then Jamel Herring, you know, who just beat his mandatory Lamont Roach. Oscar Valdez is taking on Andres Gutierrez. You've seen him fight before. I've seen him fight before. And I'm pretty sure that's the guy that slipped in the shower or some shady shit when he was supposed to fight Carl Frampton. Carl Frampton, by the way, is also contemplating moving to 130, but right now at 126 on this Oscar Valdez card. So 120, 130, it's some names up there, man. You know? So where does he go if it's not Miguel Berchelt, you know? If it's not Miguel Berchelt, I mean, I really think they're top ranked, you know, especially the fact that they scheduled them both a week apart. I think that Miguel Berchelt and Jamel Herring on a collision course, but also Miguel Berchelt is being linked to Lomachenko. Lomachenko will fight him either at 130 or 135. So let me see if we can fast forward, get to the post-fight interview because I am tired. There we go. All right, let's see what he has to say. Let's see who he calls out.
Chuck Jancy Park, where Jamel Herring, the Fighting Marine, defended his world title. As we take a look at the CompuBox punch stats, and in terms of total punches, very close with 22 and 21% landed. It was the power punches that favored Jamel Herring at 32% compared to 27, and the jab output, 341 thrown and 40 landed, that made a difference. Christina Poncher is with the champion in the ring.
Jamel, you survive a big scare at the end of the 11th round. What does that say about you to be able to recover from that punch and continue fighting in the 12th?
Hey, I could. First of all, let me say, Semper Fi, hoorah! Hey, happy birthday, Marines! Happy Veterans Day! I love y'all. But to answer your question, it was a good shot. I thought I had my hand up, but Lamont cuffed it behind it, and I can't take nothing from it. It was a clean shot. I just had to toughen it up and fight it out. I couldn't go down in front of my Marines.
From defending your country to now defending your world title, what does a win on this night, on the eve of the Marines' birthday, on Veterans Day weekend mean to you?
Hey, first of all, like I said, I won it on Memorial Day weekend, and I defended it on Veterans Day weekend, so that definitely means a lot to all of our troops out there defending our country still in harm's way. This is for y'all. Hey, I couldn't lose it on our weekend like that, but it means a lot to me to still be a world champion and in the year of strong.
You watched the WBC champion and Miguel Berchelt fight last weekend. You've had unification on your mind without looking past this fight. Is that still on your mind? Is that still what you want right now?
Oh yeah, of course. Like I said, Miguel Berchelt is considered #1, the best super featherweight in the world. In order to be the best, you gotta keep testing yourself. But I know, like I said, we did business with Golden Boy today. And shout out to Andrew Cancio. If I'm sorry if I said it wrong, but I know he called this for a unification fight. I know Carl Frampton also wanted to step up. He had a tough fight with my boy Tyler Curry. Shout out to Toledo, Ohio. E-Bunny, I see you.
Congratulations.
Excuse me?
Congratulations.
And welcome to the Jamel Herring Show, starring Jamel Herring, co-starring my boy Lamont Roach.
Well, let's talk to Lamont.
Brother.
Let's talk to Lamont. Lamont, heck of a fight. Your first time going 12
He don't seem like he won Berchelt.
It was a world title fight. What was going through your mind at the end of the 11th round, going into the 12th round when you hit him with that big overhand right?
What was going through my mind was just simply, I gotta get him out of here. You know, we're Golden Boy Fighters coming on to a Top Rank show. Thank you for Top Rank for allowing this opportunity to happen. We knew we had to dig down. When I heard him, all that was on my mind was finishing him because, you know, I'm coming into uncharted territory.
Yeah, you could hear your corner continuously throughout the fight. Let your hands go, let your hands go. Do you feel like you let your hands go enough in this fight?
Not as enough as they wanted me to. He's tall, awkward, and lanky, very elusive. But when I was throwing my hands, it wasn't that hard to hit him. I think if I would have picked it up a little bit more earlier, I even would have knocked him out in that 11th round, or you know, close the show earlier.
So, were you in disagreement with that 117-111 scorecard twice?
I think 117, 111 was a tad bit wide, but the fight was close to me, and you know, and to the people around here. We put on a good show. Most importantly, I made my cousin proud, man. On Veterans Day weekend, I know he's looking down at me. I know he wanted me to get the win, but you know, it's all good. I'm here for a reason. They see it. I'll be back.
And he saw it too, and I'm sure he's proud of you tonight. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Bernardo?
Appreciate that, Christina, and obviously the scorecard.
All right, guys, that's it for me. You have a good night.